BagFuel, baby.
BagFuel, we back. Finally got started, man. We was leaving behind, but we got it done. We in here. I got my partner to the left of me.
Hynaken, keep the intro simple, man.
We got special guests today, of course. We got the one and only, the podfather, they call him, Joe Budden's in the building.
Budden, but I'm here.
Oh, Joe. Yeah. Joe Budden in the building. My bad. No S.
Music days with the S.
You know what's interesting? How long did it take for people to realize you wasn't Rasheed Wallace?
Oh shit! So it's a little while. A little while. That's
you
why
know
we.
about that, right?
That's why we was fighting the Def Jam to get a video, like just to get a look. Like without a song, we was fighting for R&B feature. Like, put me somewhere so they know what this mixtape nigga looks like.
Why was they saying he was Rasheed?
The tone, because Rasheed rapped a little bit. And
I forgot he was rapping at that time.
On a Clue mixtape, one of them Clue mixtapes, Rasheed Wallace did a drop for him.
Okay.
And he said, yo, y'all know who it is, the professional DJ Clue, I'm about to spit my shit, whatever he said, because he was rapping at the time. And then the Joe verse came on.
Oh, I got you.
One of my freestyles came on.
And then they kept thinking it was Rasheed Wallace from that point.
Rasheed Wallace, I'm about to give that shit Clue, let's go, whatever he said. And then a Joe verse comes on, they thought it was Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, it was a long time. Word.
I ain't know people was that dumb, but
No, yeah,
I've learned how dumb they are as the years have gone by. I'm gonna start here. I asked him about mentorship, right? Mentorship goes on with the white people in the buildings, in the record label and all that, but there's no type of mentorship, I feel like, on the black level at anything, whether it's potting, if it's rapping. If they try to mentor you, they trying to sign you and make money off of you. Is there any way niggas could mentor people in this podcasting to make it bigger or make it more?
Of course. Of course. I mean, I disagree. I think black mentorship exists and is at a high, but you have to know who your mentors are. They may be far and few, right? Like Combat Jack is a mentor to me. Rest in peace, Combat Jack, he was a mentor. Anything I needed to know about podcasting, I could call him and he would say, like whatever name. He tried to sign me. I said no. And that didn't stop the information coming from him. So yeah, I was mentored in that regard. I know I've mentored people. I know I could speak to, I don't want to just get the name and a bunch of names, but at a certain level, you avoid some of the kind of crabs in a barrel mentality that happens. And people try to uplift each other because everybody got it. Everybody, you know where we going here. So yeah, I do think mentorship is there, but how could it improve? How could it improve? The more the merrier. I mean, if there were more mentors. Okay. But I mean, information is safeguarded from us. So I mean, when we say mentorship, it ain't but a select few of people that even have enough information to pass down to make monumental strides. So we need information first. Okay. And then once we get information, we can get mentorships. Like that jail show on Netflix where they let them niggas out the cells and they had to learn how to coexist. And some of the OGs was like, yo, we don't want to squander this opportunity in here, so let's act right. They say one fight, then it's over. The young niggas was like, fuck you niggas. We don't want to hear none of that shit y'all talking about. You don't tell us what to do. We all equal. We all locked up. So we got to get information. We got to find out who's going to disseminate the information, and then we got to learn how to receive information.
That's important. Receiving the information.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ready as black people to receive it en masse. You got exceptions to the rule.
I feel like we don't like the truth. So that's the problem. Like, if you give people the cold, hard truth, they're always trying to fight against it because it's not necessarily the way that they want to go about things. You know what I'm saying? So they fight off what they want to do. Like, nah, I'm not going to take 5 years to get to the top. I'm going to spend this money. I'm going to go do this and do that. And it's like, no, you can't do that. You can't skip a process. And they just don't want to listen and pay attention to what's right there, right in front of them for some strange reason. And they want the information. They'll ask you for it.
And be like, nah, that's not what we're going to do, Joe.
Joe has to tell them. Joe has to tell them what they were thinking.
That's why I gave up my mentorship.
I saw you on Rap Radar say you only want to do business now with people that you like know. So that's why I asked you about the mentorship. Because,
well, let me not say that if I said that on Rap Radar, because I do business with plenty of companies and we're meeting for the first time. But I mean, I guess with my podcast.
With your podcast and the people that you're putting on and the people that you're going to let into your world.
Strangers is done.
So basically, there's no, didn't I say that?
Yeah.
But I talked to Bridget about that. So basically, there's no way for you to mentor nobody unless they're coming from your world like an ish. Like, yo, I'm going to put this other dude on and I'm going to fill this spot. And that's who I'm going to put my time into.
On my specific program? Yes.
Okay.
Outside of my program, there's a bunch of people I speak to and try to guide in the right place. But in terms of bringing somebody that close, anytime I've done that, I've just gotten fucked, stabbed in the back, kicked, dragged through the mud. I don't want to volunteer to be treated that way from people that I thought there was some type of mutual respect. It don't feel good. And that's happened too much for me. And eventually you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You want to do something different. That ain't it for me.
Salute to you giving respect to Combat Jack, because they've been kicking your back in as if you don't fuck with him. Or
nobody's been doing that except for one person whose voice don't really matter.
Understood.
Nobody has ever done that.
But you know, sometimes you get a little cluster of people and it can morph into something and the narrative can spin out of control. And I'm like,
well, you got to pick and choose what needs to be defended, what narratives need to be. You need to pick and choose when you want to correct the record.
How do you do that? Because
cancer versus pimple theory. Cancer, if you leave it alone, it'll kill you. The blackhead, if you leave it alone, it'll just go away. Because you got to pick what's what.
One of the things Esso and I spoke about when the whole Diddy thing happened, they killed you for not talking.
Then they killed me for talking.
No, you skipped the process. They killed you for being neutral and waiting till all the evidence was there.
Well, that's
and then they killed you for talking.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sitting there like, what do you want this man to do? Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
But how do you deal with that? Like, did you
tough.
think about that, saying, I'm just in a position whereas they're going to try to kick my back in no matter what. So you just put the statement out and you just say, fuck it?
Well, I got too much gratitude. So this horrible shit that we talking about, from my perspective, is the blessing. Like, after all those steps you said, I was like, oh, y'all just wanted to kick my back in.
Oh, okay.
And y'all only wanted to do that because of the position I'm in.
Gotcha.
Because I got enough time not being in this position. And that's not how niggas felt about me or treated me. They wasn't. Today, there's a lot of people that either hate me or just want to see me lose, want to see a misstep, a mistake, they want to see me fail, or they just want to kick my back in. And when that happens, here come all of the people from your 43 years on earth to say, hey, hi, fuckers. Like, oh my God, whatever. And I don't even be thinking niggas really need to address, like on the Diddy shit, this news broke. It's like, oh shit, nigga, that's foul. Like, the people in my life that I deal with, nobody need to tell you that the shit we read is foul. But here come the audience, like the sheep group thing. Hey, we want to hear from you. Hear what, nigga, this foul. Now the video coming, hey, what you gotta say now? Yo, dog, me and that nigga wasn't the best buddies. We had a business relationship. I have a respect for him because I grew up on Al B. Shore and fucking Christopher Williams and Mary and Jodeci and Craig Mack and Biggie and Total and the list goes on. I still play Day 26. Like, a lot of that guy's music helped mold me into whatever musician I was. I'd be a fool to not acknowledge that. And I've also been falsely accused of shit. So my position be, let me wait a second here, because they dragged me for some shit. I had to go to court. I went to court for 3 years. I did this, I did that. Like, let's just chill out. So you're right. You can't win for losing, but that's the blessing. Because you could be a bum on the street and nobody would care if you won or lost.
That's a great perspective.
Does the hate drive you still?
Yeah.
You love that shit.
I'm a menace. I'm a complete psycho. I'm a psycho.
What does it do for you when you wake up and you see it? What's Joe Budden's first thought process? Oh, this is some bullshit.
Oh, let's get to work. Let's get right to work. Anything that could up the intensity level at work, because it's all about the work at the end of the day. if anything that could give you that extra edge, that extra just vision and focus. There have been times where I woke up, read some shit, and got in my back of my rapper bag and just started writing things down that I wanted to say. I've been podding so long, so I'll leave a pod. I'll have a bunch of thoughts, and if I don't remember them or write them down, that feeling passes, that moment passes. And now when I get to work 3 days later, it ain't there. Nope, we following through. We following through. Nope, this nigga said this. This is how I feel about this right now, and this is how I'm gonna articulate that when I get to work. So it's just...
You're like him. Yeah. Like me, I'm never
vengeful, I'm spiteful, I'm going for it.
But I've never written anything down.
I'm projecting.
I've never written nothing down. We don't really do too much like preparing for the show and all that type of stuff. Cause I like everything to basically come off the top of the dome.
Fluid,
natural.
And then I think it comes across better for me on camera. And then when I prepare more, it comes off a little
train wreck,
a little boring because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna say, and I hate that. But you and him prepare, like he prepares. When I'm saying stuff, he's like, we're writing that down for Joe. We're gonna talk about Joe. We're gonna ask Joe that and do that. Is that what you think it takes to get to the top of this shit?
Not necessarily. I don't think there's like one route. So I don't want to sound like that. But outside of podding, I think that, because I'm like you, I ain't really with all of I like natural, fluid shit in the moment, conversational shit. But that's why when you read the bullshit or you need that extra oomph, I believe writing anything down does something different for your brain and how it works. You could think one thing, fine. But writing it down and looking at it does something different for the brain. So, and I apply that through life. That's not just like a podcasting type of thing. Now, I don't do that often, so I don't want to front up here.
Okay.
But anytime that we got to tighten the screw on the mic and just have a fucking docket to get to where everybody clear out, this is an ISO, yeah. Trust that I'm prepared for the ISO.
Gotcha. You mentioned about rapping, right? Here's an interesting thought. When Oskino said what he said about Hov, and you said Hov text you, right? I'm sitting there, why is he texting Joe? Not to say he shouldn't. And then that's what...
I should have never said that too.
Well, of course.
I should have never said that.
So here's my theory.
Again, see, and that's the problem with being in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with being in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm in the moment, I'm talking to my niggas. You're like, hey, man. And it's like, you know better than that. I know better than that. I'm way too much of a vet to do them little games that these niggas play.
But your authenticity is what I think propels you past the normality of the bullshit, or even the people that are considered the dopest doing this.
Yeah, but it don't matter. That was
but it don't matter.
You don't mistreat the relationship like that.
Yeah, but Essel told me that Hov is dropping an album.
I heard allegedly.
That room has been there for years.
Can he get you out of retirement for one verse?
You know, that's a funny question. I don't know about that.
That's the first time I haven't heard you say definitively like no.
Well, anytime it comes to that, because this is not the first time somebody asked me that, I respect Hov's pen so much that I would never try to get out of bed not having rapped in 8 years and stand next to that.
Gotcha.
I would want to go through my rapper boot camp to get my pen back where I know it's at.
That makes sense.
And then say, all right, what's up? So if that happened, like if I was on my game and he called, oh yeah, let's get to it. I never run from that. But you ain't going, don't call me while my pen might be rusty. No. So I might turn that down.
What does it feel like to have an ill pen game and be widely respected and watch all of this other stuff go by? And I'm not talking about the young kids. I'm talking about seeing the older generation, the veteran rappers. Do you look at them saying, why are you still rapping? Should you have moved on to something else?
Nah.
No?
I can't. And I feel a little bad because I know sometimes them niggas look at me and say, nigga, why are you not? That's my feeling on it.
Really?
Like, I watch the niggas that's my age in this shit doing it. And I envy that.
Really?
Y'all still going? Royce, you putting out an album again? fucking Black Thought doing? These niggas is my age, Styles P. Like, I'm looking at my peers, and y'all are still going. Niggas was just rapping in '97. Nigga, I was 16. Jadakiss, you still going? Wow.
Shit.
I didn't have that.
Oh, that's how you look at it.
I didn't have that. When I put the mic down, I was truly ready to put it down. I had to go have to fight with myself because it was all I knew how to do, but I was ready to go. I was tired of the touring. I was tired of the politics. I was tired of the blood, sweat, and tears you put into an album for niggas to listen to it and be done with it in a matter of minutes or an hour. Like I felt like Method Man felt. Like Method Man felt when he was on stage at Summer
Jam, yeah.
And he doing some of the hardest shit ever in the world. And they staring at him like.
But you don't think it was because him and Red was doing routines?
No, I do not.
Really?
No, and I get passionate about the topic because I think Redman is one of the greatest MCs to ever live.
He is.
And his name just only get brought up when he's with Method Man. I don't like none of it. And Redman's they both just classy individuals. So Redman ain't never gonna say nothing. And Method Man said it in the classiest way he could, but I know that feeling. I know that feeling of, you just see the changing of the guard. Like you see not just the artist changing, but you see the business model changing, the record labels changing, and the fans changing, how we consume music changing, how we pay out for music change. You just see it all change before your very eyes. It would be like if Will Chamberlain was alive and looked at the game now. It's like, oh shit, there's a 3-point line. Oh, y'all ain't hand checking. Oh, it would be a culture shock. Yeah. I think that's what some MCs my age feel like looking at it today. Culture shock. I didn't want to participate in that. I wanted to try to lend my voice, and I wasn't having a blast doing it, but I wanted to lend my voice to something different.
Were you ever scared about, I'm not saying on no shit like that, but you know, when you making money, you got people that rely on you, you want to keep making money, you want to keep living life. Were you ever worried or scared about making money when you decided to put your pen down?
No. The money wasn't the important part. I mean, how am I going to make a living?
Living, that's what I meant. Living, not the money, a living.
Yeah, but when I worked at Hot 97 ages ago, I was like, when I put the pen down, I'm going to broadcast.
Okay.
You already had the plan.
I never thought that I would be unemployed somewhere. It's just, what does broadcasting look like in 2016?
Okay.
2015, that last album, I don't remember now. But what does broadcasting look like? It was 2016. I'm gonna try this. Start this pod. I had already been doing some shit on my own in the computer, taping myself. I did radio. I thought by the time I retired that the radio seats would be vacant, but they never was.
They're never gonna be vacant.
That's the point. You gotta learn that. You be like, oh shit, all right, this nigga gonna get out of there in 10, 20 years.
30, 50, he's dying on the throne, pause.
So now what does that look like for you? Go start it yourself. And that's what I did.
Do you think Hot 97 is really going to be done by next year? They were saying
I don't think Hot 97 is going to be done. It's a private company. So what does done even mean for them? They're not publicly owned. iHeart, they got their private agendas and objectives. I think they'll come up with a plan and get it done. Too important to culture. And I also think that regional hip hop is important, will always be important, and is making a comeback.
Big comeback.
Let me ask you this.
Big comeback.
I love regional
Big
hip hop.
comeback.
No. You know where you're going with this.
Yo, regional hip hop. It's bigger. It's like it used to be now.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like it used to be now. The regional hip hop is crazy, but it's less money. No.
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think there's less money, but I don't want to say that and sound like I agree with how the money is paid out, because I don't. I think there is more money, but there are more entities, there are more acts, there's more everything, but how it's divvied out probably needs to be addressed, and I don't appreciate that. Like when I worked at Hot 97, the niggas was paying me like $250 for the year, and at the time I wasn't seeing that for music. I was like, oh, no.
You wasn't seeing that from music?
Hell no. No way at all.
Hit record.
No way at all.
But he's probably talking about after the hit, because he had a long,
even during the hit record, he's saying.
250 was hard to come by.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm gonna come back to that.
For the year in 2003 and 4. You don't know nothing, right? So let's go through it.
Okay.
I signed with a production company in 2001. I'm young, so I don't know nothing.
You're
I don't
like
know
19
nothing.
at the, yeah.
I don't know nothing. I signed with a production company in 2001. I don't know what production company means, but apparently it means 50% off top. So before you even get to a record label, a mixtape, or anywhere, you are now 50% of yourself. Wow. But okay. I do believe that if a production company is doing something, that they are entitled to something. As a 21-year-old, I was not in a position to negotiate that properly, and my attorney was recommended from somebody who had the attorney for them. It was a clusterfuck. So 50% is gone already. Cool, but them my niggas, I love them to this day. Opportunity cost. 50% is gone. Now we get to Def Jam. Shit. Okay. Shorts. At the time, I don't know that. Let me try to go through this. At the time, I don't know. At the time, I'm falling for, look, I got it right here, actually. This is the record player on my Pulse. This was also the Def Jam artwork on the Burgundy vinyl.
Yes.
So I fall for that because we fall for marketing. So I grew up in the 90s, all the greatest rappers in the world on Def Jam.
Yep.
So the business is not important. I need to be on Def Jam. Just wanting to be a dope rapper. I'm not knowing that Def Jam, all of these shits is under UMG, coming off Polygram called UMG, but Interscope is where it's at. I don't know none of that. I also don't know that it's all in the marketing money. If you ain't got no marketing money there, then you ain't about to do nothing. And I didn't have no money. That deal was shorts. And the deal was to Spit Records, not Def Jam. Spit Records, Rob Love, shout out to Rob Love. But once I was hot and producing, it was like, all right, let's move him up to...
Move you up to the big leagues.
Yeah. So you move me up to Def Jam. I'm on Def Jam, not making no fucking money. It's no shows coming in. It's no nothing. I already took an advance. They get 50% or whatever. There's no publishing or nothing. I walk in Leroy Cohen office and say, hey, big dog, this is great. How are people making money here? What else do you say? And Leroy, he said, well, who owns your publishing? He said, do you have a pub deal? No. He said, you should get a pub deal. Okay, get a pub deal.
Take 50% of your shit. Now you're talking my language. I know all this. You take 50% of your shit
deal.
Off the rip.
Now you done got yourself into a production deal, a 6-album record label deal over here, and a pub deal.
For mad songs.
For mad long.
Yeah.
And at that time, independent albums and all of that shit, none of the EPs, none of that shit counted a pub deal.
Never.
Full album.
Never.
Full album from the label. When is it coming?
10 songs are better.
Yeah, when's it coming?
EP was trash. You couldn't even put an EP out because you couldn't collect.
And you couldn't tell them shit. They were just gonna call the label. Hey, when's he coming? He's not a priority? All right, bet. Like, you don't know that they all in cahoots.
They all in cahoots.
They all in cahoots.
They all in cahoots.
So that's what happened there. It took me 17 years, I want to say, to get out of my publishing deal.
If you were starting your podcast right now, I'm going to shift. How would you promote it? How would you get it out to the world if you're not Joe Buttons? Because I feel like Joe Buttons...
I would pay.
You would pay?
There you go.
I would pay.
Pay who?
Anybody that I thought could help me get to whatever my metric goal was. Anybody that would be advantageous to me. So today, I would find out, I would do what the white people do. See, but we don't know that the white people's doing that. The white people, when they want to hit a certain audience, they just hit the top niggas in that. Hey, I want the black people. Hey, give me 10, 20 of the best black people out.
Call Kevin Hart.
Yeah, I want the athletes.
Call Shaq.
Hey,
but the new Potters ain't calling them. You know what I'm saying?
He's talking about
the new Potters. I would be DMing all day long.
Gotcha.
I would be reaching out to whoever I felt could assist. I would hit the bad bitches with audience. I would hit the OnlyFans bitches with audience. I would hit the up-and-coming people. I would hit the streamers. And my long shot would be some of the people that have audience, like a rapper. I'd hit Jeezy or that long shot, not even looking for that. But I'm doing the grassroots shit. It would be back to grassroots street team shit. Flyers on it. We outside.
Then you talking
I'm showing up with my niggas. I'm at radio stations. If they won't let me up, I'm outside. It's guerrilla style marketing. Niggas today don't do that because you can press a button. You just press. Everybody pressing buttons.
That's it.
I work too hard to fall for the press a button and go. Yo, you know, I don't promote nothing on my Instagram. If you're on my Instagram, anybody that works with me, they know I hate promoting. My least favorite part of the shit. I like the art.
Promote on your Instagram when you have the most powerful vehicle on the show?
Because that ain't what it's for.
Well, what's it for, Joe?
That ain't what it's for. Well, now today I do post pictures of me and my crew.
Okay, I seen that.
But I'm talking about in terms of promoting 10 clips a day, fucking all of that stuff, bombarding, making a business page. I don't treat my page that way because my entire life, organic has worked. My entire life, organic has worked. And when I needed to promote, I found some other ways to do that. But I mean, clearly I wasn't the best. I ain't never sell no records. Maybe my first album, but outside of that, when it was all on me, it wasn't about selling records. Today with potting, yeah, I'd be at these content houses. You wouldn't stop me. I would have found a way.
Because you mentioned Leor Cohen, and now, you know, he's been running YouTube for a while. Well, what's the future? Because I've been noticing a particular trend. I've seen YouTube channels that are 20,000 subscribers, 70, 100K, 300K, up to 900K, and they're all averaging between 20,000 and 40,000 views. And I always think about when that's Leor Cohen. A shift is going on in the business. Are you noticing that? But you have a relationship with Leor. Or you work.
I got a philosophy behind it though. But he's giving me because
go.
I came in here with the music business philosophy. Everything that I've done in potting has been based upon my experience and what I learned from being within the music business. So when I know that Leor is running YouTube, I know YouTube is now under the Def Jam model when you was there. Nobody's getting paid but them. We're getting one out of every $600 that they're making. And that's the music business model. How do you get around that?
Because I'm thinking about
they're controlling the views because they don't gotta pay us and they still getting a commercial.
The same way you did it in music. D2C. Direct to consumer. That's all Patreon is. I mean, they're still Patreon, so they're there. But part of the reason I went there was one of the co-founders of the shit used to be a musician. And his story was, I was struggling, not struggling, but I was a musician, I was in a band, and I was uploading shit to YouTube, and we would get so many views, and we never get paid. So I wanted to create a platform where people could actually get paid what they're supposed to for their shit. So I take pride in saying there's nobody in the market that pays what we're able to pay because of our splits.
Oh, wow. That's dope. I'm in.
That's it. Models colliding. You just got to find somebody who your fucking views align with, and thank God that relationship with Patreon is there for creators that are willing to put in the work, and because it's a lot of work and it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. Nothing about this content shit is cheap, but if you do it properly, yeah. Any of the major labels, and you got to look at YouTube like that, they're going to give you a penny off the $1 million.
I'm thinking about how they stopped
off the penny off the million.
Because I remember how Essel was telling me how if they wanted to slow down an artist's power, they wouldn't push the album out, they wouldn't market it away a certain.
Oh, that still exists.
Yes. So with YouTube, I'm seeing it the same way. That's why I noticed the between 20 and 40,000.
No, you're right. I was going to say that earlier. That there is. Let me not speak indefinites before my phone start going on. I believe, let me say that.
In your dreams.
I believe that there's a governor on these things. There's a governor on YouTube. There's a governor on Instagram.
El Lingo.
I've had 1.7 million followers on Instagram for the last 8 years, 7 years, no exaggeration. My podcast does millions a week. And I'm outside in the real world. if I just walk down the street for miles long enough, I can get somebody to follow me. There are people on Instagram whose profiles are a lot less, with millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of followers, because there are some people behind looking at what's what, and they putting a governor on certain things. And I'm too reckless of a voice. I'm not a trusted voice for companies. So yeah, let's put a halt on that right there.
My man said
we can't
the
allow
governor.
this to grow. One, for our own selfish reasons, but for two, we need to watch what's going on out there and adopt that philosophy, which is why what's going on Instagram now is all of that OnlyFans over there. Hey, subscription, hey, you can make money. They ran with that. That's how they try to give us a penny and a half off the million. Hey, you can take tips from your audience. Yeah, but what about you?
And they get a piece of the tip too.
Because a piece of the tip.
They get like 20%. They get like 20% of the tip.
Dog, sometimes I'll be at like a hotel, like at the Mondrian. One time I was at the Mondrian, and I went downstairs to the little pool area shit, which would be the vibe on the weekend. And they were shooting something in there. And there was a sign in the front that said, if you walk in here, just know we have rights to your image, likeness, your voice. We can repurpose in perpetuity everything that is filmed in here. You know what Instagram is for however many hundreds and hundreds of millions of people that's on there? It's that sign. It's all of us all day for free, giving them our food, our relationship, our yada, 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 and nobody's getting paid but Instagram. Think about it.
You got to get your money off of that. Like, that's how I make my money, off of what people see and consultations and all the rest of that stuff. But it's not, nothing's coming from directly.
They saw all these influencers early. They saw these influencers getting money, building businesses, gaining audience, and was like, wait, they can't do that without us. Nah.
Tax time.
You know what time it is.
Do you think that if you're not a bigger podcast like yourself, that you can get people to come over to Patreon? Is it worth it if you're a smaller podcast? Or would you use the YouTube and work it, and then trying to funnel your people over to Patreon?
You got to vote.
Just trying
like,
to
I'm not in a position to leave YouTube. I mean, I could. It's gonna cost. But, because that's where they get you. Hey, the world is here. And they're right.
Yeah.
So YouTube is my commercial. It's my free commercial. I don't really look at what's going on over there.
Wow.
I don't look at the numbers.
See, that's where our money comes from. So we look at, so I pay attention. I use the gram as the commercial. But
all of those things where you know that's the business model, that's the commercial.
Those are the commercials.
We got to be able to funnel them people somewhere.
To my own record label, to my own station.
Somewhere.
And put them over here, and that's what Patreon is. Because I've been at a Patreon set up for 2 years, and
funneling the audience.
I'm not tech savvy like that, so.
Joe.
Well, it's about differentiating content, right? Because Patreon is just a place for exclusive content. So it gets tricky for the creator when...
What to give up and what...
What do I give up and where? I like this for my commercial. I like this for over here. Like now each entity is so powerful that we have to serve them all. So we got it. It was one time recently, not too long ago, where I was making cuts specifically for Facebook, Patreon, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. I was killing myself.
You do that yourself, or you have
no,
the staff
I got a
do
team,
that?
but that's the point. I'm paying for it. And it was just recently, probably a few months ago, where I was like, hey, big dog, you can stop the Snapchat edits. I don't care. TikTok edits. I don't care. I had to pick what was most important to me, and that's YouTube, Instagram, in terms of my commercial.
Got you.
And all of it should funnel back over here. And but to answer your earlier question, sure, I think people that are less famous or not famous at all can build that on Patreon. Proof of concept is they're doing it. They're doing it. Nigga, we calling me famous, but the podcast that I had to get by was the Murder Mystery podcast.
That's a monster.
Who cares about all this fame shit? Motherfucking, what's the name?
They was monstrous.
Ass. I forgot the name. I forgot the
It's
name.
a different genre.
Cereal.
Cereal.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Nigga,
We're talking
don't
about
play with
7
cereal.
million, 10, millions. Murder Mysteries like doing what, 20 million a
Those was
month?
the ones. And then that led to, that's not even looking at Joe Rogan and the big boys that shit doing their thing. The Murder Mystery dudes, and that got followed by the authors. That got followed by the authors because, and the audiobook niggas, and the investigative crime dudes. And they were bigger than us because their path was, yo, dog, this could be a TV show, a movie, and then on my TV, as I'm just on Netflix and streaming shit, I'm noticing all of these shows pop up that's just built around podcasting. At the end, at the beginning, they're like, this is a true story. It starts with a girl at the shit telling the fucking story. Shows opens up to some shit. I was like, oh, these concepts y'all view as so much more valuable because y'all can't do that with me. That's nigga shit. Like, there's still nigga shit. There's still like, I don't want to get into that.
It's tricky.
But I understand where you're
it's the
coming
point
from.
of, for a little while, I was a shock jock.
Yeah,
That's
I got
nigga
you.
shit.
I got you.
That's nigga shit.
I got you.
Shock jock is going to be the reason for letting you know that our sales team can't sell ads.
Or pay you properly.
Yeah.
We can't put ads on your show. We can't sell. That's why for a long time I didn't take ads. I just fought with the sales team everywhere because that was the line everywhere. I'm looking at numbers. Everyday struggle. Smash out of the park. You couldn't create a better hip hop show than Everyday Struggle.
That was cultural.
Them niggas said the language, the content, we're having a hard time selling.
Now, let
this
me
shit.
ask you this. Speaking of which.
Oh,
I want to hear
nigga. So you calling me a nigga?
Yeah,
Yes.
That's what you're doing.
Yes.
So,
Because Pat McAfee is on ESPN going
I
crazy.
love Pat McAfee. I love him.
He'd be like, shit, fuck.
Nah, but Joe,
love Pat.
but Joe, I gotta jump in here, Joe. Listen, I'm watching Pat McAfee, right? And I heard him. I said, Hynaken. I said, you watching this Pat McAfee dude? He's like, no, he dope. He dope. I said, you're not watching the show. I said, I know you're not. I said, cause this motherfucker saying fuck and shit at 12 noon on ESPN.
Disney.
And I knew, and I said, if you would have saw him doing that, you would have called me and said, yo, Esso, this motherfucker's wilding, cursing.
He
and
said
shit.
worse than that.
Yeah.
He called Caitlin Clark a bitch to
Yo,
her.
man.
He said,
The white
hey,
bitch.
this white bitch. I said, oh, shit. But that's the racist kind of, he could do that.
He can do that.
If Stephen A did that,
Oh,
he
it's
would lose
out
his
of
job.
here.
He would lose his job.
But y'all, the magnitude of this motherfucker doing this shit at 12 noon
During
on
lunchtime.
ESPN is crazy to
He
me.
took the Sports Center block. What are you talking about? That's his block. Yo, the nigga went on the show and beefed with the owner, nigga. He said, hey, I don't know who the fuck John McElroy is. Yeah. But he's got me fucked up. So somebody needs to let him know. Now, he apologized, but he stood on it. He was like, hey, I should have said that. I got some phone calls. But then I felt.
Oh, shit. I ain't see that shit.
I love that about him, because outside of that, what you gonna do? His show is phenomenal. His show is phenomenal, and Aaron Rodgers and all of these people come to me once a week.
Yeah, and don't fuck with none of y'all.
None of y'all. They come to me. Now, you gotta pay Pat McAfee. And now when you see Pat McAfee get paid, Stephen A's like, say less. And that's it.
I want to give you credit, right? There was an episode, I forgot you did, and you were talking about fake Knicks fans. And you ran through all the lineups and a teardrop. You was like Aaron Aflalo, Howard Isley, Jared Jeffries, who I can't understand how he made the NBA. Every
Jared Jeffries was good in college. Relax, bro. He wasn't a good pro. He was good in college.
Y'all tore Knicks tape.
I'm a Knicks. Yo, I don't like.
Y'all tore Knicks tape.
I don't like people talking about the Knicks because
Jared Jeffries,
they wasn't run with the Knicks. Listen, he's a LeBroner. I don't talk to him about sports because he only likes LeBron. If LeBron goes to Miami, he does, but I don't talk to him about it because he's a LeBroner and they trying to talk to me about, oh, the Knicks should get this. I'll be like, don't tell me what the Knicks should get.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody relax.
But
jumping on this bandwagon, I don't like that shit.
No, he went Othello, Harrington, Michael Sweetney. I said, holy shit.
You know what the problem was for a long time? Because you're right, Jared Jeffries was okay at one point. But for the Knicks,
he was trash.
We had years of either somebody being dope until they got to us,
Penny Hardaway,
or somebody being dope when they leave us. That was the problem. We never got nobody. We had Vin Baker after he wasn't Vin Baker. Anybody that wasn't themselves. Nigga, we had Glenn Rice.
The only nigga that helped us a little bit hurt was Amare Stoudemire. We got him after he fucked his knees up, but he did come here and play ball, and they started the trend of trying to start winning.
We've had some real Knicks fans have endured
a lot of bullshit.
Lou Albinson.
We had Baron Davis.
We got Baron Davis.
I'm not even doing you justice. You went through like 30 nondescript names.
Tracy McGrady came to the Knicks. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like when it was just over.
Steve Francis.
Vin Baker.
He really hated Vin Baker. He said it twice.
Because we needed Milwaukee
Bucks. I was a big fan of Vin Baker.
Yeah, I like Vin Baker.
He was the one I thought that when he got here, he might could do a little something. But then you learn that like a lot of players just use the Knicks for negotiating leverage. To go to the team that they really want to go to. Yeah. We got it right now, though.
Think LeBron should come to the Knicks?
No.
Thank God, Joe, because I'm arguing with this motherfucker.
I think it'd be great on the Knicks.
No, it wasn't. How?
Just words.
No, it's not. Yes. It's not going to be great. He's going to want to ball hog the ball. Brunson got to have the ball in his hand, and he's not going to play his role. He's not going to go down low and be a 3 or a 4 and respect it. He got his team over there. He's lay coach now. I said on the last
Coach James.
He's lay Coach James. I told him, I said, they might as well just let him be a player coach. Somebody DM me and say, yo, that's against the rules and you need to read the rules. And for you, homeboy, he's still the fucking player coach. Because all they did was put J.J. Redick there who's going to listen to everything LeBron say. LeBron might as well go in there and be like, yo, this is the offensive plays that we running all season, nigga. What are we talking about?
I'm with him. LeBron is too big, pause. I wouldn't want to deal with all of that shit that I'm watching the Lakers deal with. I think the Knicks finally have a good thing going on.
You think they need another piece or they're good the way? I think they're good the way they are. Yeah, I might have the best 11-man roster.
I want to see what Joe got to say about that.
I can't speak to that because I don't know who's on the roster right now. We got to lock OG up.
We got to lock OG up.
We got to Hartenstein. If we're keeping him, we got to lock him up. If you trading Mitch, you got to send him on his way.
I think y'all should keep Mitch.
No, get him out of
here. Dang, bro. Bro, because you're not a Knicks fan. I said, pardon me, man. I told him, I said, get Doofball out of here, bro. Like, we don't need that. He got no moves to the back. At least homeboy can pass the ball.
Hartenstein.
Floaters.
Floater move. Yeah.
Help. You can put him at the top of the key. He can make the right.
Best passer.
Thank you,
Best
bro.
passer.
He can't play no defense, though.
No, he's going to get stronger.
That's not true.
He's going to get stronger, and he plays defense, bro.
Remember, he came off.
He don't like the Knicks.
Mitchell Robinson played way better defense on Embiid than Hartenstein.
Everybody, bro.
Yeah, that's still playing defense.
No, it's not. Fouling people is not playing defense.
But listen, I'm not going to go on Mitch like fucking SOS.
Yeah.
What I will say is his injuries, watching him last season, especially in the playoffs, like, oh, he can't jump. And if you can't jump, then that's a different Mitch than the one that single-handedly out-rebounded Cleveland in the first round of last year's playoffs. And if you're not doing that, then get him out of here.
Thank you. He's not the same player.
Ain't the same. And if Hardenstein going to keep kicking up, and you got to pay him now if you want to keep him.
Yeah, you got to pay all of them.
I'm not about to keep Mitch, watch my healthy center walk out the door, and then you do this, and now the season's out of here. I got to pay Mr. Reliable and let the talent go ahead, see what I can get for him.
What made you add all those people to the JBP?
Many reasons. Many reasons. For one, you watch the game tape. So I'm watching the game tape, and I'm like, yeah, we can spice it up. Spice it up a little bit. So you try to do that, insert Mel and Flip. Then I'm just a fan of women having a voice, like women that, let me watch myself. I feel like women should have a voice. I mean, it's a period there. So, but finding the voice, the female voice that's compatible with yours or your show is going to be a task, and it's continued to be a task. Mel is great. I love her to death. Shout out to Mel if you're watching. She's great. Exhaustion. Like, we work a lot.
I heard y'all work a lot.
Told us like how much y'all work. We work a lot.
The reason why we ramped up what we did is because the first time that Ish came and sat with us, we were working a lot, and Ish was like, yo, bro, nobody works as hard as us. We worked this amount of time, and when Ish left out there, swear to God, this is when our shit started going up. I was like, we got to work more. Because if the top niggas is outworking us, we never going to get there.
We work a lot, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he used to, like...
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, they be saying that shit. They be talking to me like I run some type of fucking...
boot camp.
Like it's like a sweatshop.
A sweatshop.
And I feel them because this is my passion. So I could do this for...
You're not working.
What you said earlier...
at all.
Yeah, but what you said earlier is, I'd rather do this than be homeless or a bus driver.
This is the best gig I've ever had in my entire life. Why would I not approach it that way?
I agree.
Not only that, it's turned out to now be a really profitable genre. You'd be a fool to not lean into that. I don't understand the podcasters that don't lean into it. I don't, honestly. Especially niggas that get around me. Because you see how it's life-changing. Like, you niggas know me my whole life. So why you wouldn't want to do that more? I just live by that. When something turns out to be good for me, I do it more. It's really just that simple.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I did the same thing. I just wanted to raise my hand and be like, it's the best gig I ever had too. I done managed, I done made. Now, I feel more fortunate with the money that I've made, being that you said that 250 was hard to come by, because when I was with Rockwilder for years, I made 250.
See?
200 as a manager. And I was fucking complaining. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still thinking, like, now this is the first thing that's putting me back on that path. And it's more freedom.
Yeah.
I don't have to be like, where you at, Joe? Well, okay, I'm coming. I'm gonna pick up so and so, and we flying out. We gotta chase the money. I don't have to do none of that no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. So exhaustion. We work a lot. I want the ability for people to be able to take off whenever they need to take off and the show not be affected. Then a rotating cast was kind of a thing at one point.
That was interesting because people were like, what's Joe's plan? Is he getting rid of dudes? Is he slaving them? Then
it's a chem test.
What's the chem test?
Chemistry.
Chemistry.
It's always a chemistry test.
That's the number one thing.
Like, part of my thinking early was like, what type of, and chem test is probably always the most important thing for me. Like,
number one.
What ish will I get if I hire Mel? What ish will I get if I hire Flip? Like, how will Flip act if I put a girl? Like, it's all just tinkering. So this group felt right when it's cohesive. Yeah. That's the best way to put that.
I'm as a person,
and it's cohesive. Like, when this group is going, anyway, fuck with us.
I want to ask a JPP question because it's been going on. I saw your partner Ian Schwartzman. Is that his name?
That's his manager.
That's his manager.
Partner, Ian Schwartzman.
Ian Schwartzman. I saw him put something up, and I saw Flip kind of respond to it.
Is that the marketing and promotion, Joe?
No, I don't. Well, not for me.
Okay.
Not for me, not at all. I could do without it. But I can't speak to it because they have their own relationship.
Oh, okay.
Like, Flip and Ian speak often outside of me.
Interesting.
So the fact that Ian could tweet something and Flip can feel comfortable enough to publicly say, hey, are you talking about me? Like, they have their own shit. So I sit back and watch like everybody else. Like, let's see what comes to this.
I
can't tell you what it stemmed from. I can't tell you if it was real, because Ian too is a fan of all of that smoke and mirrors wrestling. He's from the Howard Stern school.
Oh, gotcha.
So anything goes on here for him. So they have that in common.
Because even people not showing up like Flip, not being on the show for 2-3 weeks, that's already like its own news cycle.
I love those.
It's like
storylines.
Those storylines is now, you got to watch the Joe show just because he's not there. Think about that for a moment. Anything that happens within the context of the show is its own marketing and promotion machine.
It's true.
If Mel changes her hair and flips it and says, oh, I met a guy today. Oh, Mel's on the market.
The fan base at this point is so rapid that anything is a story. If we take off, it's a story.
You want to hear something funny, right? That day when Ish did the photo shoot and y'all ragdolled him and clowned him, you know who took the picture?
Oh. Steve.
Steve Jobs.
Good old Steve.
What y'all talking about? What you do with the photo shoot? Remember that picture Bianca put for him to do his rollout?
I don't even remember.
You
bro.
see that picture?
You know, I don't be paying attention to a lot of this stuff.
Joe.
That's his man. He ain't gonna say nothing.
That's
my man.
He'll
That's my man.
ragdoll him. He'll give a fuck.
You know what? It's
Him all day.
I just don't.
That's my man too, but he can get it.
I gotta start watching. I'm gonna start watching more content because I feel like that was my gift. I never watched content. The only thing that I've ever watched, and I'm not saying this because you here, was your last interview on Rap Radar. K-Max sent it to me.
That was fire.
That was
K-Max sent
amazing
it to me and said, so this reminds me a lot of stuff that you talked to me about and a lot of stuff that you've been doing. You need to watch what Joe said from the beginning. And then he sent me the whole interview. It's the only interview I ever watched. And I actually sent it to him. I sent it to a few people because a lot of stuff that you said were things I've been saying to them about how to keep building. But it's all like I go back to, it's all just shit that I learned from grassroots, from the music business, on how to launch yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I can hear that and how you deliver shit, which is a great part of why I'm a fan of what y'all do, because that mindset, even when y'all talking to people, that it comes up like that a lot. Like, hey, in music, it's just, when you've been through it in music, you can ask questions differently than just some nigga with a mic on, and everybody ain't doing that. So, yeah.
Joe.
Like I told you, even when I DM'd you, I was watching that shit.
Yeah, Joe, watching this Kendrick shit.
You so dramatic. Look.
Yeah, nah. When I Joe. Yes. Because
yeah, I love podcasts.
Yes.
We're the greatest.
I'm watching it from the view lens of being Drake, and I'm watching NBA players crip walk to a diss song directed towards me. The whole thing was magical, amazing, and I'm like, this guy Drake is gonna go on a revenge tour. Because that was a moment. I don't know what it was for you watching Russell Westbrook crip walk with Bloods having a flag. I'm like, this is insane, especially if you've never been to LA. And I'm just like, this guy Drake is gonna go try to smash all these dudes' wives, girlfriends, because he need to do something. I don't think he can lay down.
Why he can't just lay low?
No. He coming back. I don't.
The people's
nigga, that
memory,
shit's crazy.
The memory of the people out here right now is so short. You go through it, he comes out with something that they like, that Joe's gonna be like, it ain't old enough, or you too young, you still rapping for the kids, and niggas is gonna be like, he's gonna be back. He still got money behind him, he still got a machine that wants to make money off of him, bro.
He still want his lick back, yo.
I love this conversation in the Rob. I do.
Cause this shit.
There's so many just contrasting thoughts on it.
Yo, nigga, I'm like,
he's still on the charts right now.
That don't matter right now.
We're talking about
that moment what Kendrick did supersedes everything else currently.
Kendrick deserves to have a moment.
Absolutely.
He's been around for a long time. He's been a hit out west. People liked him worldwide, right? So he seized the moment. Look at all the people that jumped in.
Flawless.
People that forgot about the Future record with Kendrick on it. They didn't forgot about it. We still like it. They didn't forgot about Euphoria. They trying to bring back. All he care about is Not Like Us. When that's over, you know what he got to do?
Put out
another fucking song, nigga. He got to come with another record.
As a competitor, Joe, if you were in Drake's shoes, if you was in Drake's shoes and that was, you are Drake in that moment and Kendrick does that, what is your retaliation? Not towards Kendrick, just to survive and get back, because
I always jam myself up on these. Let me see.
Let's
I don't feel like I would have. It's tough.
It's tough because we don't know the answer.
Anything that I say is going.
It's gonna go crazy. You know what?
Yeah, it's gonna go crazy. And anytime this topic comes up like that, his fan base. Oh my God!
It's just getting, but it's getting big. I thought it was gonna get squashed.
I thought it was gonna die down.
If I were him, I'll do that instead of putting me into it because I've never
that capacity.
That. Okay. So I have to imagine. And in imagining, I'm either gonna do what Esso said and get low. I think that there's value in silence. And or I'm making sure that my next record or my next 2 records or my next mixtape or
next
EP
album
or my next anything is undeniable
fire.
Yeah.
I'm not going to see, and this is where I caught a lot of flack for being one of the niggas to say, hey man, I feel you, but this is the problem. I heard somebody say it on social media. I wish I could shout them out. We're all a fan of Drake. There are just so many different Drakes that which one are you a fan of? So I'm a fan of
Timestamp?
Old. When I say old, I'm saying Scorpion and before.
Okay.
I'm giving them the grace and saying Scorpion. But yeah, fucking comeback season, so far gone. Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Views, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and Scorpion.
Yeah.
That's my Drake.
Okay.
Everything after that, I don't stand. I don't co-sign.
You got Dancehall Drake.
But that's
R&B
on
Drake.
That's in all of them Drakes.
That's in the beginning.
I love all that shit. I ride for that nigga like no other. It's documented on
all day.
But I saw changes. And I heard changes.
But is that him trying to stay current?
I wouldn't know. I can't.
It could be writers.
I'm tired of that. I don't want to hear that shit no more.
But the writers are current.
Current.
You don't think that matters? Or that's okay.
I think that is a decision made. It can't be that because Kendrick just showed you that you could stand on integrity and culture and be current. Drake also has shown you that he's so big now, he's like LeBron. Whatever he wants to be current is going to be current. So that's a decision that you're making to appeal to, I don't want to say the world because that's dope, but a younger demo as a 37-year-old.
That's true.
And that's fly because it's worked for your, whatever your plan is. But just know that the culture niggas is like, back to the Mos Def shit. The shit that Mos Def said. There's so many SKUs. It's just Target. It's like Disney World.
Comes off as hate, right? It's just to the people.
Maybe.
To the people. I'm just saying
but
to the other people.
But there's an intersection now where if you're talking to a Drake fan, that don't mean you're talking to a hip-hop fan. You're talking to a fan of him. One of one.
Like a LeBron.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of which,
like a LeBron.
That's another thing too.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Some people transcend
past that.
the sport.
Yes.
But LeBron being there bopping, and I know that had to hurt Drake.
I'm done with the talk now.
Yeah, we're done.
They asked me,
yes,
Steve, cam up on, I'm cool. Because every time I say something, niggas be on my ass the next
seeing LeBron bopping, I said, oh, this nigga Drake.
Why do you think all he care about, he don't think none of these niggas is friends? Ain't none of these niggas friends, bro. These niggas work together, bro. What are you talking about? You act like everybody got a relationship, like we chill with each other and we talk. These niggas ain't talking.
That's all. You've been around me for years. All this ridiculous shit, I'll say.
This shit be
6
coming
months
true.
later, it comes through.
It do be coming true.
That's
sometimes.
it.
I'm not gonna lie, but this shit just sound ridiculous. Like, he's a veteran in the game. He know niggas not his friends. He done been through wild shit of people talking about him behind his back. He done lived through this shit publicly. He has to know that these niggas is not his friends. Why am I gonna be heartbroken of seeing other niggas crib while all they doing is dick riding? Let them go dick ride Kendrick right now. Go ahead, bye. Don't come back, nigga.
Well, what I'll say to that.
In closing.
I said I had closed already.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Right back to it.
No, that's what we're
But
gonna say.
what the convo is, when I'm watching y'all shit, I love when you do that. I love when somebody's about to be messy and you stop it. And you say something, you say, no, let him go, let him go here. I love when you do that shit. I ain't gonna hold you. I think that back to some people transcending the sport. First of all, what does culture mean? That's for viewers to answer on their own. I think there's a loaded conversation to be had there because the shit that we keep running around saying culture is, none of us own. So why is that ours? So if we put that to the side, that consumerism shit, and get into culture, which is where Kendrick was shifting his conversation. How do you dress? Who's your barber? Like, are you a good dad? Fucking, how can you dance? Your slaps? What's your hood? Did you have a nickname growing up? Like, shit like that is what Kendrick was leaning into. And those people, I believe, created hip hop.
Got you.
Now, we evolve, and people that were watching that want in on that. If you watching that, that look like some fly shit to be around.
Yeah, amazing.
I think there are many people, this shit's so big now, it's a fact. People watched that and wanted some of that. I'm not gonna put that on Drake, because I don't know him that well. But the buying up all of the hip hop memorabilia,
The Tupac ring and all that shit.
even if that's not your intent, you gotta know how that comes off. The Cam Pink Dipset shit at the Apollo, even if that's not your intent, you gotta know how it comes off. The fucking going to Atlanta, get the slang from the, like, I've never been around Drake and Kendrick. Shit, I hardly even been around either of them niggas. But to hear Kendrick say, you running 21, did you get your lean? You go see him when you want to get your hand. It's like, oh, you noticed that too. Because I noticed that. I get what you're trying to say. And you probably the only person that could say it. And it be effective or impactful. So when you say, do we think he cares about this stuff? I won't answer it, but
I will. I say yes.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe. These niggas was running around buying fucking, oh, this episode is out of here. I'm just hearing myself. This episode is, God, I'm in so much trouble. It's fine. It's okay. Mr. fucking Messy Boots, they got me.
But you know why? But you know why he's doing it? Because honestly, because we're not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, no, we just talking.
We just talking conversation, so that's why I understand. If we was like, yo, my nigga, you think so?
Yeah. No, that's different. I came up here because I like the way the conversation's had, so I'm not gonna bullshit. We gonna have it, and fuck them niggas.
So yeah,
but these niggas is running around getting niggas fucking birthday, James Harden birthday gifts.
I ain't get that.
I did not understand.
Call him about this
what
shit
is
and be
going
like,
on?
why? What am I missing? Like, why are you doing this
are they
shit?
together?
The point of what I'm saying is broader than this fucking Drake Kendrick talk. Is you in culture and entertainment, you should be wary of inauthentic relationships. That's what I'm saying. And shit, even that's back to the mentorship shit we were saying earlier. In this business, it's just a lot of inauthentic relationships. And if you've been around long enough, when you're looking, you can spot them. You can spot them. That's how it comes about, all of that fucking, I fuck your girl, I fuck your wife, all that shit you were saying earlier, that comes from
inauthenticity.
And just an authentic relationship. So that's that on that. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Nah, yeah. How do you quantify value within yourself? Because that's so now we argue back and forth about how people don't truly know their value. They'll take a bad deal because they're not used to having anything. And as you was trailblazing these, pioneering how to maneuver in the business, everybody would be like, why isn't Joe taking these deals? Why is he going through this? And you would always say, I know my value versus other people. But a lot of times people don't know how to quantify their value, even within this own space. I was trying to understand how you know where your value comes from, whether it's from numbers, presence, metrics, viralness. Is there a system for you?
Mistakes. I just know from the mistakes. And I did all the bad deals. I did every bad deal you could do. I've done it. So you learn from all of those mistakes. And then when you get your head right and you're ready to show up as your best self, that's what I did starting at Everyday Struggle. Well, the podcast too, but Everyday Struggle, I was like, all right, that was my shot. At that point, I had been written off by the majority, had a baby coming, was down, retirement, where's this going? That was like, all right, there's a machine there that's gonna put some type of camera and visibility, there's brand value in what they're doing. Now it's time to rebuild it. And that was the start of that. And then that led to greater things. The value part comes in what I learned from hip hop, all of my music career, what I learned starting a podcast with one set of people and growing it to different sets of people, what I learned at Complex, what I learned at Spotify. After that, can't nobody play with me. I went to like the Harvard of this shit. Like Spotify wasn't public when we got there. So once you learn how it goes and how all of the dots connect, you'll learn how important your cog is, your little one screw. Because most niggas just feel like, oh, it's just me. It's just me. Like, what could I do to affect Apple or YouTube or just me? But the one cog missing or being important enough in the building, it could disrupt things. When Spotify went public, I was like, all right, never again. Not when they went public, but when I left them and they went public, it was like, all right.
Why did you say that? Was it bad? Was it a bad working experience? Did they not pay you well?
I'll never say that because opportunity cost.
Gotcha.
So part of getting where you got to go, and this for me is getting jerked, because you got to learn, and not jerked, but at the time, this is good business for me, this is good business for you. At the time, there was no money in podcasting. I feel like I've told this story a lot, but so that money they offered me, that 7 figures, wasn't nowhere else.
That was gold at that time, especially because you said 250 was hard to come by. Was
Well,
that
that's in
prior to that?
03, 04.
Okay.
Different times
Gotcha.
now.
Okay.
In 03, 04, at 23, yeah.
Okay.
Today, no.
Not
Very
during Spotify
different,
time.
very different ball game. But in podcasting, there was no, you got to find out where the money is coming from. Follow the money. Spotify was investing heavily in podcasts. Mine was the tippity top. Hey, who we need to get the black audience, who we need to get the white audience. They got Joe Budden and Amy Schumer. First 2 podcasts. Mine's took off.
I heard hers bombed.
Respectfully. But that just goes to show, right? Like the marketing was behind her. The money was behind her. I was the add-on.
But you had the love for potting. You was really doing it.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
You're never going to stop that guy that want to do this versus the person that does it casually. And that's the lesson that they learned the hard way. After billions and billions and billions to the Obamas and to Prince Harry and to Kim Kardashian. And,
all these
and I'm sitting there the whole time saying, hey, but what about the podcasters? But that's the game. So it was from that point on, once I left there, it's like, oh,
but let's not
I know the value. I know what this thing, I know what it is, I know what it does, I know what it's supposed to do, I know what they doing with it.
Did they teach you the back end, or did you learn the back end?
You gotta learn it. If you spend 2 years there and you're inquisitive enough, you'll learn it. I don't think they were purposely trying to teach me. But in our 2-year relationship, one of the years, or at least 10 months of it, was pretty good. But then your favorite people started to get rearranged. The people that brought you into Def Jam, the label, people that brought you into Spotify's, oh, you moved here, okay. Or the people that care about you, oh, you not there no more. Oh, they bringing in the big wigs from Hollywood. They bringing in movie people to oversee podcasting. That's strange. Oh shit, what the numbers say on the front might not be what the numbers say on the back. Oh shit, they can make the front say whatever the fuck they wanted to say. But the most important thing was, and I think this is probably standard amongst some of these big companies, is we're not isolating any one show here. There's no such thing as one show. We have all the shows. So when we go talk to Google or Cadillac or anybody and present numbers, I'm not presenting the Joe Budden Podcast numbers. I'm presenting every podcast that's here's numbers. So even the niggas that ain't getting it done, those are the numbers. I'm saying, whoa. My audience is large here. And I think my audience is large enough for us specifically to be handled as a boutique entity.
As an entity. I'm not about to say that. Go ahead.
And if y'all are not willing to do that, who am I to make y'all change your business model? But that's not going to work for me. So,
because I remember.
So I'll either not take ads. I'll stand on business.
What's the purpose? What's the angle on not taking the ads?
To send a message.
Gotcha.
It's to let people know that if you want, I will starve before you rape me. 1, 2. If you want to do an ad, you have to talk to the black guy. You have to talk to the owner of this. Done are the days of us relinquishing the rights to our talent. That's what's going on. Niggas keep licensing and they run around talking about, oh, I'm an owner. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You are licensing and giving somebody else basically power of attorney over your shit to be able to negotiate. And they coming to you with whatever it is. And you know who gave me a little bit of that game? That's why I didn't sign there. Combat Jack. This has been going on for ages, but if you don't know, then you just don't know. Complex, I had the same thing. Them niggas would do shit like music business shit, like, yo, we gotta pay this. We got Nikes for everybody to wear. Could y'all wear this on the show? Everybody on the show. And they get
product placement.
Everybody on the show. Oh yeah, I love Nikes.
Yeah.
And now I'm like,
I'm not wearing them. That's that music business shit. You know, somebody's getting a check in this month. Somebody's getting a check. It might not be you.
That's the first step. The second step is, what would happen if I don't? That's where the magic is.
That's
the magic
right
is in
there.
What happens if I say no? I went through that at least 7 times with Complex. And what I learned, for me, that's not nobody else's story, is that when I said no, they didn't have no deal no more. Wasn't no Nike. It wasn't no Gatorade. If Joe Budden ain't drinking the Gatorade, they don't want to deal with y'all. Oh, and that's the part they never want you to know. Once you know that, and that's when I came on the pod talking about, know your worth. Figure it out. Because Gatorade is going to come give them $5-10 million for a 20-episode order, and they're going to come give you, my contract at Complex said, if we get an ad this month, you get another $5,000.
So they get,
and that's where they went. That's where they went wrong. Because I found that out. I found out what y'all was getting, what y'all was offering the people that was making the show go, And what would happen if I didn't do that? Oh, now the ball's in my court. Now you can't tell me none of that. Oh, the sales team and nigga, stick up time. Pay me or I'm out. And they normally will let you walk because the game is bigger than you. Mm-hmm. Now, when you walk, you got to be prepared to walk. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm always prepared to walk. Like, I know what the next step is. I'm confident in me and my ability to create. If I got to fasten my belt and starve and build it, I'm just going to build it, and it's going to come. But when I leave, I think y'all going to have a different show.
And that's what I wanted to acknowledge, because I remember when you were, whatever the number was that they said you turned down.
From where?
From Spotify.
That's all lies. Whatever, it's all myths and narratives.
They said you turned down 20, 30
I didn't turn down anything. Our negotiation, we never even had a negotiation. It never got, we had a phone call. We had one phone call. There was never an offer made. They knew what I was looking for. They knew what I expected.
Yes. But
we never negotiated.
People also were like, how dare Joe think he's on the level of Rogan? Like, people were offended that you viewed yourself in that same capacity or close by.
But those are people that didn't have the information. Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at any of those people. I got mad at the people who just bandwagoned on that narrative that's like, yeah, he shouldn't get paid. That's why I'm mad at Charlamagne. Me and you did too much for you to go on The Breakfast Club and say, Joe's bugging. Because that comes off as hate. Because even if I am bugging, why wouldn't you want that to happen? But let's take Rogan out of this.
Okay.
Call her daddy got $60 million for 3 years.
Yeah.
White girl, nobody knew.
Show
started in 2018. Damn, you mean to tell me 3 years? Now, her show is good, so I'm not shitting on her. Mm-hmm. I'm saying the podcasters that get this type of bag, look at it when you get a chance. Just pay attention.
I know what they are.
Yes.
So no, you now can't come to me and say, I'll give you 10 million. Mm-hmm. No, I'll go make 10 million. That don't scare me. That's what they was on. If you turn this down, where else are you gonna get this from? Hey, where you gonna find out?
Is it easier to take the 10 million from them and you don't have to do all the work?
No way. No way, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare situation. Mm. I'm gonna be unhappy. So that fucks up the gig, the dream gig already. I'm unhappy, 1. 2, I'm giving y'all authority over my product again, so I'll never know the real. And if I never have the information, if I never know what's real and what ain't, then I ain't getting nowhere. It's different if you got a business partner that's gonna be at least halfway transparent. I wasn't getting metrics at a certain point. Them niggas, I sound like a broken record because I've told the story just a million times, but I was supposed to have a bonus after a year if we hit a certain number. Them niggas said we got hacked. We don't know if you hit the bonus. It's like, wait, what? Oh, y'all playing around. Y'all playing with me. I'm out. Don't worry about it. So I'll go figure it out. And I went and sat with anybody in the world. Fucking Trillo offered me a blank check. I said no. It don't start with the money. It start with.
I'm about to say, what it start with?
Happiness. It start with the happiness, and you got to be able to negotiate for 2 and 3 years out. So yeah, this is cool for right now, but what's happening next year? What does the market look like next year? Like, what happens the year after that? You want to pigeonhole me or lock me into 7 million, 8 million, 9 million in a 3-year run? No way. No way on earth. And I'm watching lesser get
more.
No. I know the audience. If you just give me my metrics and let me just look and sit back and watch, I'll figure out how to do it. But back to your question, had I done that, then they just would be able to do whatever they want with the content and I would have no say-so. Mm-hmm. Then they could go speak to McDonald's and just come give me the kibbles and bits because they're paying you to shut up. They're paying you to not find out your worth. In the music business, still none of the artists know all the ways people are getting paid, and we've been here our whole life.
They don't even know about the publishing backing, and publishing is really 200%, and it's not 100. Go get you a publishing company, because that other 100 is where the real money's
at. How about
at.
this?
That's the real money.
How about this? Every time you sit down with an artist, you always say, you have a discretionary fund. They look at you like, what are you talking about?
The number one thing I say, do you have a discretionary fund when you sign your deal? So at least if they fail on you, if they bail on you, which they are, you can at least take this money and go market and promote yourself, whether it's to DJs, radio, whatever. So they never have that. Never. You know what I'm saying? And then I say, start your own publishing company. Oh, I got publishing. No, go get your numbers, go get your company, because every song is not 100%, it's 200. So when you're filling it out for 100%, guess what? They're filling it out for the other 100, and that's where the cake is at. It's in the company.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you could have that for yourself. Just like when we came on here, I said, yo, when you sign the deal, when you got streaming, you only get 21% of the streaming. Everybody was looking at me like, how's that possible? Because the labels have a deal with the company where they get 79% of the streaming. Once you sign to this major record label, you go in the pot with everybody else, and the money comes, and then it gets distributed to you.
That's what the know your worth comes from. It comes from them telling us that 100% is 100% when that was really however much of a billion%. So that's the illest thing in the world. Them niggas got the illest game in Nebraska. Then we gotta come, we negotiating off what we think is 100%.
Yeah. And that's not even, and that 100%'s not even the real bag.
You can't beat it.
That's the crazy. The real bag is the 100% that you don't know about. And it was crazy because somebody had to bring me in and say, yo, why don't you got a company? I said, what difference do it make? It's all the same publishing. This girl was like, all the same publishing. What are you talking about? You're too smart and been in this game for too long to not know that a song is 200%.
All you gotta do is look up at the deals that are being given out for these catalogs.
Multi-millions.
300 million for the such and such got 800 million for the such and such just got 250 million. You gave them 20% of it. It's like, oh, clearly that's valuable, and clearly y'all know that y'all about to do something in the future with this music.
Joe,
that y'all can't tell us
Joe,
about.
but let me ask you a question.
How about this?
Why can't anybody see this shit?
Because
they're giving it. They're giving it money. No, listen. They're giving it to niggas who've been in this game for all of these years, right?
Yes.
They never offered you nothing. Now they gonna say, you know what, Joe? For your whole shit, Lil Wayne, whoever, I got $50 million for you. Number one thing I'm saying, $50 million, and then fuck me. They're buying everybody's shit. A dumb nigga would be like, why are you selling your shit? If they're buying everybody else's shit, you know they got something that they're planning to do with this shit.
Niggas don't ever think long term. Think about people that do the ancestry tests. When they're giving up their DNA, they're gonna do something with that in the future. They're like, we need another Joe Budden. Tinker his DNA, we'll mix it with Professor X or somebody that we had. So it's a bigger plan, but we so stuck in our ways and we want the instant gratification.
And we don't be having financial freedom.
But Joe said something. I would rather starve to really get to where my happiness is, and a lot of people ain't gonna starve. They're just not.
That's where the key is at. The key is mentally being prepared to go all the way. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna be rocky. You can't start a business. What you're looking at into yourself is you're looking to start yourself as a business, my dude. And then the number one thing with us black people is we don't invest into ourselves. We look at like spending promo marketing like the money just going to the air. They don't understand, yo, when you see these people launching this product, they're paying $100 million just for you to see the product, and then you start buying, my nigga. We're selling our shit and trying to buy it. Like, it's no marketing promo. You gotta push that shit out and spend that money. And then once they see the product, once they see Joe with it on, once they see everybody with it, all that costs, my nigga.
Yeah.
Black people looking like, why is Joe wearing this shit? Why is Charlamagne wearing this shit? Because niggas gave him a check, bro. They're investing into who they are to oversee with their brand, get you a financial planner, you buy this and you do this, and this is how this occurs, yo.
But to the credit of, we don't see past the future. You rarely hear. I've seen white people take pride knowing that everything that's gonna go down goes down for their great-grandchildren, not even their grandchildren.
Yeah, but I was gonna say it has to be a selfless thing, right?
Yes,
like,
thank you.
You get to a point where you're not doing it for you. everything that you do is for the next man, and you won't be here to see it. So if you don't give me the 10 mil, whoop-de-doo, I got the rest of my life to go get it from somewhere else and pass down to my seed and keep this thing going. Can't be about this. Shit, to me, humans ain't even gonna be a thing at some point. I'll be gone, we'll all be gone. All of these fucking cancerous humans will be gone. So we just here fighting over shit that ain't really gonna matter.
You ever seen Altered Carbon?
No.
It's a show where they learn how to upload your consciousness into a disc. And based on how rich you are determines what body you get. So if you're poor and you were like the way you are, you might end up in a 90-year-old woman's body, obese, or a 5-year-old girl's body.
They're doing it already, they said. They're uploading your conscious into robots and shit like that.
None of it is far-fetched to me. None of it is far-fetched. So when you start thinking like that, it's like, all right, none of this shit really matters. None of this other shit is important at all.
So what matters to you? What makes Joe Budden tick? Joe Budden tick?
Tick which way? No, I try not to do that today.
No, what makes you enjoy life? What makes you tick? What do you like to do besides potting?
Play Monopoly.
Word? I would never thought that you say that.
Monopoly is a thinking game. Not only is it a thinking game, but it's how America is set up. So if you succeed in Monopoly, you probably will succeed. I like brain exercises. So spades, anything we're just what?
You play dominoes?
No.
No, domino ain't thing. Spades my shit. You gotta count cards, spades.
Monopoly, spades, my kids, my family, my parents, my friends, my loved ones. That's it. Anything else, in terms of the money, we just all gonna go do the same shit. We're gonna go get a car or a nicer car or a nicer car, a house or a nicer house.
Or a nicer house.
Or more houses. We're gonna fucking get some clothes. Niggas would maybe do this when you bored. Stocks. Fucking, it ain't but too much you could do with it. Just quality of life. And if you're happy inside, then your quality of life should be pretty good no matter what you're making. Like, money came for me, thank God. Came mad late. Worked hard for it, but I never cared about it. Like, the people in my life, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. That ain't what fuels me. That ain't what drives me. I want to be just happy. I've dealt with like real depression. Like I've been suicidal for real, wanted to get out of here, hated everything, hated me. Like that was a thing. Nah, now it's just about, like I said earlier, when something is good to you, just do it more.
You ever think about just staying single? Because your resume with women is legendary in terms of the amount of relationships you have. But
I'm 43. If my relationship fails, then I'll be single. But I've been with the same woman for 5 years now.
Okay, congratulations.
Prior to that, I was with my son's mom for 3 years. Prior to that, like I've always kind of been relationship based. It's always been a few years with the same woman. But even that, let's get back to the game of Monopoly and the game that we in. Why do all the military niggas get married?
Get more money. It's more benefits.
More perks that come with it.
Yes.
Why do some of these really successful entertainment people, I've heard them say, things changed for me once I got married. I presented to companies as a structured yada, yada, yada. Yeah, so niggas is getting married on the business tip just because of how you're received. People will trust that they can give you a large sum of money and yada, 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 yada.
That's very true.
So,
relationship is a business now, pretty much, more so than it is based on love.
My girl adds structure to me. My girl protects me from myself. Like if she ain't there, and maybe she's a value she don't even know that she has, but she keeps me calm in the house when I might be outside, fucking focused when I might be reckless, even if that's just from her nagging all week. Like, you know what I mean? She might not be purposely doing it, but for me,
it works out.
Structure is important because I've been rebellious and rambunctious and dysfunctional and explosive for too long. So who wants to live like that?
What changed? When did you do this soul searching and realize this shit about yourself to spark a change?
When I quit music. When I quit music, it was one of the toughest things I had to do because it was the only thing I knew how to do. So it's like, damn, nigga, what are you gonna do? You might have to try some different things now. You did it your way. Like, my music career for me was me doing it my way, not really sacrificing, not seeing the kids like I should, not being here when I should. I'm doing my own thing. I'm traveling the world. I'm learning them bops. But all right, now it ain't about you. So maybe you should show up differently. My son fucking punched me in my face last night, just playing around. He did some shit. He's like, whack. Instinctually, you be like, but that's your kid. You gotta show up differently as a dad in that situation. You gotta show up differently for yourself. Give yourself a shot. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to stop saying, hey, fuck you, yada, 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 never work with you again. I want to stop just being
that guy, that music business guy. Yeah. Everything is tumultuous. Like,
yeah, that wasn't
isn't that a black people thing? Let me jump. Isn't that, because I've been saying this to him, that when black people disagree, it's always explosive. We can't just disagree and say, yo, I really don't agree with what you're saying, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, why does it always have to be screaming and yelling and threats and problems?
I don't want to feed the stereotype, but we got a lot of reason to be angry. So I don't never be mad when niggas is angry. I mean, you bring somebody somewhere involuntarily, strip them of their fucking heritage, their language, their name. Niggas is running around here with all types of wild shit. Niggas don't know nothing about themselves. So when niggas is mad. Back to information. Hey, how do we deal with the anger from our fucking experience here, what our ancestors went through, what our family, a lot of us got fucking grands and great-grandfathers, great-greats, that land was taken away. And like, it get deep when you start paying attention to this shit. So yeah, niggas got a reason to be angry. How do you work through that trauma? Everybody got to ask themselves that, because everybody's trauma is different. But if you black and you here, you probably have trauma running around. And I dealt with mine. You got to look in the mirror. A lot of uncomfortable nights. Yeah, I had a perk addiction that I had to kick.
Did you go to therapy?
I'm always in therapy.
Oh, you're in therapy
for
actively.
Life.
Did you find therapy after the music business?
No, for life.
Since while he was an
artist. Moved to New Jersey. I moved to New Jersey because my brother had a behavioral problem. So my mom sought to put him somewhere where he could receive help. And that ended up being a program called the Kids Program in Secaucus, which was an inpatient. So the whole family had to pick up and move. So I moved from Queens to Jersey because my brother's wilding. But part of that, my brother's wilding.
You lived in Queens?
I lived in Queens. I was born in 1809, fucking the projects, Spanish Harlem. We left there when I was yay high, 3, moved to Queens, St. Albans, Galway Avenue. Fucking from the LL mom's, grandma, right behind the block, next block over, mom's. Fucking, and I was there up until 13 when we had to move to Jersey because my brother was wild.
That's a substantial amount of time.
But when we got over here, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You shouldn't mean.
I never knew that, bro. Nobody never told me that you was from Queens. You lived in Queens.
That's why it was ironic that Webb and Nitty find me, and now I come back to
full circle.
Queens. Oh shit, we back as an adult. So there was some poetic shit to that.
Gotcha.
But when we moved to Jersey, my brother went in this program. I learned in this program that, oh shit, my brother was maybe fucking me up while he was going through what he was going through. So let me write about it. Started writing. And that turned into raps. But the shit that I was writing in the raps, anytime I said it to somebody, like, they sent me to a therapist because I was fucked up. From my brother with a gun to my head. My brother was wild in Queens. He was bugging out in Queens when I was young. But I got there, started writing, and from that point, it was all therapy. There was never, because then when I got older, now I went through my shit. Once I hit 15, you know, my mom trying to help her kids again, she saw the path I was on, sent me to North Carolina, to boarding school out there. Let me get him away from Jersey City. Because he's going wild out here. So she sent me to what looked like a great school, Laurinburg Institute, Laurinburg Prep in Laurinburg, North Carolina.
That's where the ball players went.
Exactly.
Laurinburg, I know about Laurinburg.
Yeah, rest in peace, Coach
Corey
Gil
Wright
Reynolds.
was there,
Yes,
Steiny was there, got his eye shot out there.
And that's what the pamphlet looks like. It looks like Bernard King. It looks like...
Laurinburg was niggas, bro.
Yeah, but when I got there, all of the like niggas that was bad from their respective hood was sent here.
Yes.
Into a boarding school and this small pickety nigga. Oh, we was smoking weed and learned how to fight. I got my first piece of pussy. I fucking robbed my first gas station. Whatever I learned how to do.
My man got his eye shot out there fucking around with a BB gun in Laurinburg, yo.
It was rough out there in high school. Niggas, all these niggas from all parts of the world, a lot of New York niggas though.
Yes.
Fucking these country niggas, girls. They coming to bring niggas lunch. That was niggas, some niggas was shooting at us, all types of shit over there. So just imagine, by the time I leave this place and go back to Jersey City, whole new nigga. It was...
Wildin'.
Yeah. Which led to more therapy. There was never a time in life where I was like, all right, can't do therapy. Like, I always had some shit going on.
Stack Bundles, man. I don't think he gets spoken about enough.
Greatest to never do it. That's my man.
I know. And your verse, I think that verse on You Know What Happened.
You Know What Happened.
Bro,
I told him I was going to do that.
That might be, that and Remember the Titans are my two favorite verses from you. And I debate, like, what was it like with Stack? We don't get enough Stack Bundle stories.
Man, I'm so sad about Stack not being here. I miss him so much every day. I think about him very, very often because he was too ahead of his time.
Supremely.
He was too ahead of his time. He deserved to be in this current mix, the 2010 to now. He was built for that. But Stack, competitive, fly, swaggy, had the bitches, had the Beamer with the little stripe, was in the clubs, where he was moving around, moving and shaking, had real niggas with him. Like, what was there to not love about Stack? I didn't think, I mean, I'm on record saying that he knows this, that I didn't think he was the best rapper when I met him. But he improved rapidly to the point where that nigga was, on the Clutes, it was just like a Stack and Joe Budden battle at some point, because that's how close me and him was. So he would let me know, hey, yo.
I just laid some shit down.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Even though you know what happened, like that was just the competitive nature of the shit. I did that because he played with me like that. We play. So if you asking me to be on your song, don't try to set me up.
You know what, Bar? I knew you was on your shit. You was like, stop acting like my credit score ain't over 800. And you gotta understand the time of when he's saying that. Niggas was just going for 700. I'm like, Joe is upset.
Yeah, I was just in there
Yo, because I listened to certain, I said he's upset and he's in his bag in this one.
And he had Core 2G. He had Core in there. He had Far Rockaway niggas in the studio. And that was at Miller's. That was right there. So it was a thing. That was our in-house. And I went in there one take. Just real quick, yada, yada.
That was one take?
Yeah. I wrote it there with them. I'm reading it, but it was one take. And when I finished, them niggas looked at me through the little glass. It was like, I said, yeah, that was the goal. Stack was great, man. I miss him every day. Super talented. Real unfortunate what happened to him. I remember that phone call. Because that was when we was all in them clubs on fucking, what was that, 27th Street, Home and all that shit, whatever street that was in the city with all them clubs. So if you go.
It was the one strip.
The one strip with all the shit. So
25th Street, 26th
So we would see each other every week, just on the humbug. So to learn that he was leaving the spot, went home and we was having those talks about getting out the hood.
Yeah.
We was having those talks. And he was with Jimmy. It was some shit going on. And I had already had a gun put to my head in Jersey City and nigga pulled the trigger. So I mean, blessed. So if there's somebody that's gonna tell you, hey, give yourself a shot, nigga, get out of there. It don't mean you don't love them. That's something that we gotta, oh man, it's sad.
Star's been saying it.
It's sad.
After hood, man.
Get the fuck out of there. I ain't gonna say fuck the hood, but you could love them from the suburbs. Or, shit, let's get a bunch of niggas together and go gentrify some shit ourselves now that we got some information now, that we know how to do it now. It just we don't have to be stuck in
the hood.
There's this setup geographically, it's bigger than us. Like, there's a reason why we end up where we end up in these neighborhoods. And if you know that, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Don't put me with all of the churches that Lord knows who owns, because y'all just feeding our people, whatever, next to the liquor stores, next to public school, which is modern day, which is welfare. Like, it's a mess. You got to know why everything is happening.
Where do you get your knowledge from?
The mistakes.
But you gotta be looking somewhere else. You got some ill mistakes. You don't look nowhere.
I went to Harvard, I'm telling you.
Harvard of mistakes?
I went to, dog.
You got a complete doctorate?
Leor.
Kevin Love.
That Def Jam building, I say it all the time. There'll never be nothing like it in the world.
No. He's always said it.
Leor Cohen, Julie, Todd Moskowitz, fucking Kaiser,
Mike Kaiser.
Then Pecos.
Sean Pecos.
Then fucking, Shakir.
Yeah.
Shakir, rest in peace, Shakir. Irv, Shaka Zulu.
Shaka was
Shaka
there.
Zulu, yeah.
Dame. Tina Davis.
G. Robinson.
G. Robinson. You will never see nothing.
Gene Nelson was around, but Gene was around there, but he wasn't just in Def Jam, but he was there. You had Family Tree, so you had Blue and you had Barku, which they had Outcasts in them. They were next door to me. You know what I'm saying?
You'll never see nothing like that again.
Chris Lighty was on 20. They had Foxy down there.
The point is, if you in that,
you gotta know how to. You gotta learn.
It's no excuse.
And that was the lines then. Nobody was telling you how to make money, but the money was there. Redman would just come through I'm working on my album. Everybody coming through there. That's how I met Rockwilder coming through there. Jay-Z would be in the office. Niggas was in the office, nigga. That was the place to be. Yo, where you going? Yeah. Going to Def Jam office, nigga.
So I'm in there, and then when these people leave, L.A. Reid is there now.
And Jay-Z's back. He's back. He was back.
Listen, opportunity cost.
He was back.
Opportunity cost.
Yeah.
I go from there to Shady Records.
With M.
With M and Paul.
Rosenberg.
With M and Paul.
Animals. Rosenberg.
I go from there to do TV, but fuck TV. Now I'm with Mona Scott.
Gangsta Haitian woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by the Harvard. Like, my story the whole way was from the G's. Like, niggas can't, if you ain't around asking questions in these rooms or just looking at these people.
And how it goes down.
Come on, man. I got my High 97 gig because Tracy, love you, said, oh shit, this kid's got talent, put him on. Program director, big wig.
Tracy went out to Vegas
on the board.
after that, right?
Ebro is teaching me the board. Like, these are people that have gone on to cement their place in what they do. Like,
hip hop.
Come on, man. It's Harvard. It's Harvard.
Speaking of streaming, like, are we getting back to the point where we appreciate good music? Because when I seen Ice Spice lose 25 million listeners, that comes in conjunction of when she put out the Sean Paul remake and butchered that shit.
And the Fart record.
But that Sean Paul shit, I think, was the final straw.
But the Fart record and then the Sean Paul record is kind of tough.
I was like, what
that Fart record kind of worked for a little bit.
See?
You think so?
Yeah. I've been in the clubs where they DJ music. They take up a part all the time. Like, that's their bag. I don't want to talk about it because it's not my demo. Like, I'm too old for that. But that next one, that was
that Sean Paul? Nah, that was the final straw. I said, if she was from Brooklyn and Queens, she would have never fucked that record up.
Everybody
but none of that matters because music is not the most important thing in the music business. Who cares? I'm with Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. What you gonna say to me? I'm here now.
Well, Taylor Swift is one of the most powerful people. We was there when...
Then who cares if you like my song?
Yeah, when she told Universal Music Group, make sure you fix the relationship with TikTok.
Taylor Swift is probably one of the toughest niggas in music business, right?
Absolutely.
She stand on all the business that these niggas is too pussy to stand on, or don't have the power to stand on. But
that's a fact.
Yo.
She get out there, hey, fuck you, Trump niggas. she get out there, hey, TikTok, y'all fucking around, fix this. Hey, Spotify, I'll pull my shit. Hey, Interscope, that album, y'all know that wasn't me. I'm redoing the same album. Let's get it right. like Taylor Swift don't play with none of these niggas, and I love her for that. If you don't know nothing else about Taylor Swift, love her for standing on business that should have trickle-down effects. Should.
Yeah. Because when people were surprised when they said Universal Music Group has resolved with TikTok, I was like, oh, we knew already when she was in that meeting, like, yeah, I got to fix this.
She said she wanted what Beyonce had.
Yes.
And she was like, if y'all don't fix this TikTok situation, and I don't get what Beyonce had on her rollout, she said Beyonce's not even with a label, and look what TikTok did for her. Fix that shit, or else I'm not putting my album out.
That's it. That's that. That's beautiful.
That's serious power.
That's beautiful.
What's next for you, Joe? Like, you got any other plans brewing up that we don't know
like
about?
You about to do some documentaries.
Because you got the new show that I heard is popping that you don't really talk that much on.
Yeah, I don't talk
great.
that much.
I love it.
I told you I watched the Rap Radar joint, and it put me on to a lot of stuff. And when you talked about the Yachty thing, and you said that you wanted to be better, that you didn't like the way that sound, I went the very next day, the very next show that we did. I said, I'm gonna let these niggas talk more. I'm gonna ask better questions and work on being a better listener.
All of the greats do that the best. Like, I feel like the greats can be very concise with what they're doing and then just move and listen. Like, and I needed to work on that. So I'm really glad that when I watch any of the humans, it's a lot of that. Like, that's dope. I want to be a better broadcaster. I want to be better. I'm not happy. I'm not content. I'm not complacent. I want to broadcast better. I want to find new loopholes in the system, like more brain exercises. I want to find new avenues and leave a trail for creators behind me to fucking follow that motherfucker. Like, I want to just do some things that have never been done. And when you do that, you'll get ridiculed, you'll get laughed at, you'll get your back kicked in. But when it works, you create a field. I want to continue to do that. Like, what's next in podcasting? I feel like a lot of podcasters look at this shit like, all right, we've hit the ceiling. But why you feel like that? Because companies stop pouring billions of dollars into it? Like, I don't need that. I don't need that at all. I'm going to go find where it's at. I'm going to go find the oil that's underneath it's like a fucking treasure hunt. So I love that shit. I got big plans. I can't share them, but just know I'm focused on what the next step is. I'm creative. I'll get bored. If I'm just doing the same thing, I'll start feeling like I'm stuck in a simulation. Like I'm stuck in the Matrix. Like, oh, shit, it's Monday again. On Monday, I do this. On Tuesday, I do this. Wednesday, I go to my son's school. It's just, I need to throw something in there that's exciting.
Why are you one of the few people that I hear that pays people correctly?
Oh, because I've been not paid correctly so long.
But don't usually people pass that down?
Well,
because they try to take more from what they didn't get.
Well, yeah, if you are unsure of how to create, maybe, yeah. But anybody that has created, I feel like, knows that morale being high has to be number one. I know how I felt going to jobs that I could smoke. Like, I could smoke this if I want, but I'm not being treated fairly. I'm not being paid fairly, so I'm just gonna show up because I do need this check, but I ain't about to body this. That don't feel good for nobody. So morale being high has to be. Slaughterhouse went on tour too many times, and that was our message when we was on some of these tours we just didn't want to be on. Like, we was grumpy. Like, you on a tour bus with bad routing, we done went 70 hours this way to have to cut
back across.
Like, it's just, who's happy? No time to eat, fucking, nobody's making money. We busting this down 4 ways. It's like, we were sad, but not because we didn't enjoy each other and not because we wasn't the best rappers in the world. The business is wrong. Time for Joe to turn into the bad guy now, because I'm the only one that's ready to bust a move. I don't give a fuck, none of this shady, that's cool. But if this ain't right, then let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, y'all want to stay? Okay, gotta go.
I will say your mistakes, because you went to Harvard, you asked some of the best questions. One of my favorite questions you ever asked was, where's the email?
Where's the email?
Yes. When you played...
Remind me, give me more.
Okay. So
this sounds funny.
When we had the breakup.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Right? So this is my brother right here, right? Oh, that episode was amazing. When you played Another One Bites the Dust, half of me cried and half of me was enjoying. He's calling me, trolling me. He's like, doom, doom, doom.
Another one bites the dust.
Yes.
Boom.
Hey, no, Esther don't watch content. Half of me is like, I can't believe I'm on the dartboard. But the other side, this is great entertainment. Then when he called, he's talking about us. Yeah, yes. Because you gotta understand, no lie, Joe. I had a convo with Math before the whole thing broke up.
Oh, God.
Listen, and I said, you know, when this happens, Joe is waiting for us for this to happen. And he's gonna play this music.
Another one bites the dust.
And I remember when he called, my brother still says this, where's the email? I said, yo, Joe asks great questions.
Let's see the email.
On the night, this is my last question.
Yeah, man.
Where do you get your cadence from when you're asking questions, when you're talking? Because when I watch you on the show, it's like, it's not a rapper cadence, but the way you deliver your shit is always like on the same.
Great delivery.
It always delivers the same. Is that a cadence, or is that just you taking your time to think?
I take my time to think, but I mean, again, I try to actively work on this. I watch playback. Like, I watched
game tape.
The thing about being on reality TV, because it comes from reality TV, watching the game tape. On reality TV, you're gonna go film all of this shit. They're gonna do some editing, so you're not gonna know what's coming on that TV, because even though you shot it.
Yeah.
So, and you only being paid for the episodes that you in.
Yup, I told you.
And you don't know the episodes that you're in until it airs. So, you gotta watch the game tape. And when you watch the game tape, you're like, oh, I sound like this.
That's what I wanted to say.
I don't like that. I look like this. Hey, when they shoot this shot, it ain't I sound like it comes off like, it's a lot of that. That's really just it, and it's a never-ending thing. Like, I still watch the game tape to this day to try to improve on just the things that I don't like. So I appreciate you saying that, because it's something that I've worked on, again, since the Yachty interview. Like,
I think even before that, you understand the art of this. You understand performing while giving information, intervals. It's like navigating a ship across oceans, rough patches. Dealing with this hypocrisy, right? One thing. You've been accused of your
everything in the world.
Being physically abusive with a lady, right? However, what pisses me off about that, the most legendary meme is of you sitting down, calm, not being abusive, and every girl says, that was me, I would have slapped the shit out if my man did that. And that's just so crazy to me. That a guy whose meme is showing how to handle an interaction with women is now you're getting accused for doing both things.
You know what I've learned?
That's crazy.
And this came in hindsight, of course. Yeah. I've learned that anytime I was accused of something like that, what was really going on was I was in a domestic violence relationship. But we men, so we don't know that. We don't know that if somebody just get up and start, hey, I didn't like, hey, you got a text I didn't like, I'm burning all your clothes. That's domestic violence.
Yup.
So when I attempt to stop you from burning my clothes and I hurt your wrist by mistake, and you say, oh shit, it's like, now it's something new to defend. But what we don't know as men is niggas be getting abused.
Yeah. All the time.
And it's not really a safe place to have.
But what's crazy you laid the blueprint. I watched you sit Indian style, calm. I said, what has this man been through to be in this Zen mode? And every girl, top to bottom, said, I would have slapped my man if he did that to me.
I'm going to tell you, I think
crazy
I'm going to answer for him because he
can't really.
Like, no, sometimes you just get to a point where that's just it. It's like experience he had. I'm sure he's blown up many times. I've blown up.
Yeah.
But once you get older, you just like, yo, we're not going to solve nothing. And this ain't going, he got a lot to lose at these times, too. When you got shit to lose, you can shut your fucking mouth, bro.
That's true.
Listen, I had an incident one time where me and a lady broke up and I took the phone back that I bought and was actively paying the bill on. Charges brought up.
So you stole the phone.
There you go.
I didn't know that.
Grand larceny?
I learned.
You just gotta cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you can't take the phone, you gotta cut it off.
But I didn't know that. So that was a lesson. It's like, oh, okay. If there's a dispute, you can't touch the phone, even if you bought it or got it. Shit, I've been in another instance where you have to leave your house.
Yeah. Yes. Which
it's
is
your house.
It's your house.
You pay the bills.
Well, you pay the bills. You pay the rent.
You paying her bills, too.
Yeah, yeah. But you have to walk out.
Have to go. And that's a tough lesson for black men. And if you've been in that enough, you learn the best way to keep yourself safe is to leave or sit Indian style and just shut the fuck up. That it's as simple as that. And thoughts and prayers to victims of domestic violence out there, because this conversation could be triggering to those people. But yeah, if you go through it enough, again, like I said, mistakes. Like I take accountability, it's just mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes.
This is my last thing, I swear to God.
No, it ain't. It's cool.
No, it's my last one. What's a money commandment that you live by? Meaning something that you would do or advise us to keep money in our pocket.
Wait, something that I would do?
A money commandment that you live by. Something that you do to make sure that you keep a principle or something that you do or would advise somebody to do to keep money in their pocket. Because black people spend money.
We should stop.
Stop spending so much money.
Look at all the... You got a lot to talk about in your episode tomorrow. G Herbo's viral now.
We should stop spending. Yeah. We should stop spending so much money. Again, getting information. So now, I don't wear very many name brands, or that's not true. I wear a lot of name brands, but not the visible. All of this.
Saudi logos.
Patches all over me, where I can't talk all this no ad shit and then be the ad. I can't. I'm looking at all these niggas in Fashion Week right now, front row. We always the ad. We are the marketing. No. I wear some shit that's just blank, some shit that's plain or just clean. Once you look at the math and the numbers on how much of the black dollar goes back to somewhere else, it's like, oh, got it. But even that's by their design. Like, this is all deep. You got to get the information. What I would say to people that want to keep a dollar in their pocket, I wouldn't say shit, because the dollar ain't going to make you happy. I know that that's a myth. I mean, that's a common thing. If I get this money, No, I would start with the happiness. It ain't about the dollar. It's about how you feel when you wake up every day. Like, I have people in my life that don't make 6 figures, but their relationship with their daughter or their son or their parents or their wife, I look at them niggas and be like, look how him and his wife is lock and key like this. You can't budge that. us niggas with all the money in the world is running around without that. I'm talking about for the people that don't have that. It's like, damn, like that's attractive. Yeah. So, yeah, happiness first. And if you take care of the happiness, I think the money will come. And learn how to be happy without money. Some niggas die, we don't control none of this shit. We walk out tomorrow, get hit by a car or some shit, and then that's the end of the Pac-Man game. And if you wasn't happy in that moment, then you just died unhappy. So it ain't about the money. The money ain't gonna do shit. Steve Jobs had all the money in the world, 54 years old. It's over. At some point, the money ain't gonna mean nothing. It becomes about health, what we putting into our bodies, what we putting into our brains, what we're consuming. Everything that goes in has to come out, and just quality of life as we age. Because I'm 43, that's where I'm on it with my friend group that's around my age. Hey, let's go to the doctors. Like I talk to people in that medical field, and they like, yo, you'd be shocked how often the white people come to the doctor. White people is in here every other week with their whole family. The billionaire white people, they bring their whole family. Hey, check him, get him, check it out, da-da-da-da-da. So they building whole businesses out there. Black people would be tough to build that with because we don't go to the doctor.
Star's Pizza the same.
So the plan is for us to die. Like once you see that I'm serious. The plan is for us to die. And once you start getting into some of these fucking population conversations that they starting to have, all that shit with the nigga that did that shit at the supermarket in Buffalo and whatever his thinking was, or the propaganda that came from it, like, oh, we're gonna get outnumbered, and what they're doing with abortions.
Yes.
Like,
that's ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous thing.
It ain't ridiculous. It's all connected. It's all connected. And I ain't gonna say that's ridiculous. And every day we kill each other. So I mean, we working for them, even if we don't know that we working for them.
Conjunction,
So I want people to take care of themselves. Go to the doctor. High blood pressure. Black people. Soul food. Another trick.
Exercise. Work out. They don't exercise.
Don't soul food me to death. Don't come. I just came from down south. My family don't play. They get the cooking. It took so much discipline and restraint to say, okay, not that.
Let me get the collard greens.
Let me just in moderation, right? Like, I ain't just going.
Oh, they overflow.
I have high blood pressure. I do. High blood pressure leads to. We don't need to talk about it.
Yes, a lot.
And if you're unsure about that for yourself, look in your past. Look at your parents. Look at your grandparents. The doctor gonna ask you, hey, what runs in the family?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm preparing to get a new knee. Not because right now I feel like I need a new knee. Both my parents have had knee replacements. Wow.
When did they have them?
Some multiple knee replacements.
Because the surgery is a whole lot better. Before it was a death sentence. You could tell.
It's not the surgery, it's the recovery today. If you recover wrong, it's like the girls that go get their body done. Cool, you got it done. But now if the recovery process is wrong, then you right back to square one. Same thing with this. Like my dad got a knee replacement, the recovery didn't go right, and he was down for like the next year and change. He recently got it done correctly and recovered correctly, and he's great. But he's down, and he's watching my mom at the same time go get not one knee replacement, 2 knee replacements done at the same time and healed up in 2 months. Up walking my mom. My mom, hey, what's up?
Be like that.
And my dad is watching like this motherfucker. So it's like, because they went through that, and I keep hearing this little pop.
Yep.
It's a click.
Yep.
And that click and them, I'm like, oh, I know what's to come.
I gotta get on
if you want to know what the future holds, you always look in the past. The world, the niggas that have made the world, they ain't been that fucking creative.
Yeah.
It's nothing new under the sun. It's all been done.
What makes a good podcast?
What makes a good podcast?
Yeah.
Chemistry.
What makes you want to watch chemistry? But what makes something that makes you want to watch it then?
Chemistry and personalities. So that's your chem test. Put personalities in a room, see what the vibe is. A dynamic personality would help, or a few dynamic personalities, but if that's not there, then chemistry builds a podcast. Y'all two have chemistry, right? So anything else is a plus. Like if one of us get dynamic, if we do some viral shit and all that, cool. But it all starts with chemistry. And that's it. Once that chemistry's gone, that's it.
It's the hardest thing to replace.
You always said that.
Yeah. The only time black people fight for chemistry is sexual chemistry. Any other time, oh, we can replace this. I'm like, no, you can't. No, you can't.
Joe's replaced people.
Look what he had to go through.
But I'm just saying
Smooth.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, being that he replaced people.
He made it look easy, but I don't think it was easy for him.
I don't think it looked easy
you don't
either.
think it was easy because you know what goes on.
Yeah.
But to the world, did it look easy or not?
It looked like he snapped his fingers and it came down the conveyor
when
belt.
you're a leader in the space, this is where I'm going. I'm going to land the plane.
Yeah.
When you're a leader in this space and people see you being able to do that, that can set the trend for what everybody else does.
No, it can't, because then you're going to think a lot of kids think they can shoot from half court like Steph Curry.
And they do.
But a lot of them ain't making it.
And they're failing. But I didn't say anything. I never said make it. I said give them the idea that it can be done.
Hey, that's all.
That's all. BagFuel, like, subscribe, super thanks. We had the Podfather up here, Joe Buttons. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna keep saying, he gonna put the S.
Oh yeah, Joe Button.
It's all right.
Or you could say Button.
He come from music,
no,
and he from Queens.
Yeah.
He's a Queens
See?
nigga.
So that's what it is. That's what it is.
You know, North Side and South Side always got issues.
That's what it
My
is.
bad. We had Joe Button. Like, subscribe, super thanks. Ring the bell. Ring the bell so you can get these before. The BagFuel Brigade is only $5. Join the brigade and you can get everything before time.
Where's the BagFuel Brigade?
Oh, it's hard to find the when you're
On YouTube?
Yes.
It should be on Patreon. BagFuel Brigade. Hey, yo, listen. I'm glad Joe Button said this because me and Space Ghost been arguing about this. I've been said put it on Patreon, but Space Ghost said everybody goes to YouTube already. But now since Joe said it, Space probably gonna change his mind. BagFuel, follow us, follow them. We out of here.